pain, I'm the pain, I'm the pain as the sunshine on me, on me. Oh Lord of His mercy.
Do y'all see this shirt? Okay, do y'all see this shirt? It's amazing. I love it. Okay, this shirt I purchased from a fellow nurse. Yes, ma'am. And the nurse is Nurse Anya. You can hit her up on Instagram. She's this amazing person, amazing nurse, and she's actually a PhD student. Like, tell me about goals. She is goals, and I just fell in love with her line, and I really wanted to buy everything and like take my monies, but I had to exercise self-control. But if you would love to purchase this shirt, go ahead. Link is in the description box. Go ahead and get you a couple of these bad boys, all right? And this week has been amazing. Black Panther came out. What's up? I just love the fact that Black Panther and the whole vibe with it. I can really get down with this vibe. And I just love how it is just promoting and encouraging and just uplifting, you know, especially the younger generation, the generation behind me, I guess. Yeah, that generation. And it just shows you, like, you never know who you're making waves for. And I remember being in nursing school and watching nurses like Nurse Mo, Yaya Zoe, and by far 1, 2, and Nurse Anya have to be my top 3 most influential nurse figures in my world, being that they're doing what I hope to be doing, and that is so incredible. I remember watching them and be like, dang, I want to be in their spot when I grow up. I want to, you know, do that once I graduate nursing school, and boom bam, your girl's a travel nurse like them. Like, this is really, really incredible. So I say that to say all this. You never know who you are paving the way for. So stay encouraged, be motivated. You got this. Nursing school is only for like this much of your lifetime. You got this. Now, I already know why y'all here, because y'all want the tea. I'm gonna give y'all the tea, okay? So I don't know, having and doing travel assignments really means for me having a very strong backbone, as in you're not easily one to be dismantled by what patients say. Except the one occasion when your patient says something that's really off the wall, like, why? What are you doing? Okay, so I remember, and this is the beginning of 2018, like, your girl got off vacation, came back to this small little town. I was ready to be the best nurse I could be, walked onto the shift feeling great about myself, got a report, you know, met the patient. I said, I'll come back, see your neighbors, what's up? And then I came to do my assessments, and usually I like to do my meds and assessment just right there. That 15-20 minutes, block it out, love my patients, and then we can move forward. So I go to, you know, give my patients this meds and assessment, and I write my name on the board, right? And of course I get, oh wow, oh, your name, oh, it's so nice, da 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 da. But the first thing that came out of this man's mouth, okay, mind you, I want to say he's like in his 60s or something. I don't remember. I forget why he was here, but he was like, that's your name? And I was like, yeah, that's my name. And he's like, that's weird. I was like, okay, it's not the worst I heard. And I was like, okay. Kept it moving. And then he's like, where are you from? And, you know, it's a common question because there's like a 0.2% black population where I'm working at and where I'm living at right now. And so, you know, I get that question quite often, and I tell him I'm from Texas, you know. And then he's like, no, where are you from? And I'm like, okay, I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. You need anything more specific? And he was like, oh, well, there's not a lot of your people up here. And I was like, okay, I mean, you're right, but back in Texas, there's a huge, you know, Nigerian population, a huge African population. You know, there's a plethora of us. And then the patient was like, well, you know, your people just come over here, don't they? At this point, I really did not know where we were going with this conversation. And he was like, so Bush just let y'all come in and y'all just do whatever you want. I'm like, it's 2018. Your bestie is president. Like, what? I was so confused and flabbergasted, and I just bit my tongue. I was like, oh, okay. I was shook. Like, I did not expect that. And then the patient was like, so, oh, when are you going back? Do you plan to go back? And I'm like, Texas or Africa? You know, and I was really shook, you know, by, you know, what he was saying. And he went on to ask me about life in Africa. You know, what is life like back there? And I was blunt with him, and I was like, you know what? I know it's going to be a shocker to you, but, you know, I know the media portrays like 99% of Africa is poverty stricken, and, you know, and we're without help and we can't function. That's actually a myth, and that's actually a lie. You know, we have a rather basic, you know, standard of living, just like you do in America. And, you know, granted, there are the population that are starving and do live in poverty, just like there is in America. But, you know, the majority, or a huge percentile of, you know, Africans live okay. They're doing well. You know, they're alive, okay? And so I left the room, and I was just like, what? So I had to tell my charge nurse. Like, that's the first thing I do whenever I encounter such a situation like this. So yeah, that was the first thing I did. I walked out and I told my charge nurse, and I told couple other nurses, so they know. So it won't be like, oh, so you had such an encounter and you didn't say anything, like patient's word against nurse's word. No, none of that. And at that point, I was irritated and annoyed and a little bit butthurt. I was like, how did that even, I don't know, sometimes patients say stuff just to see how you'll react. So for me, you know, I had to blow it up, because mind you, I had 5 other patients to care for, and I was not going to let that patient dictate how I care for the rest of my patients and dictate my shift, because the shift just started. So I was like, you know what, brush it off, whatever, and I kept on going. But you know what, in this career of nursing, professionalism is just about everything, and the way you treat your patients and the way customer service is done is the bulk of the matter, or it's what matters to the big bosses. So what I did after that, I was just like, you know what, brush it off. It's cool. Still care for the patient as is. Treated him like nothing ever happened, because some people are just ignorant, and you can't be ignorant out of someone's head, and you can't make ignorant go away. The most you can do is love them. So I encourage you, if you are experiencing, you know, patients who are looking down on you because you're a minority, or they say some off the wall comments, some racist comments, by all means, if you do not feel comfortable taking care of the patient, you have the right as the nurse to ask for a change in assignment. It's your right. You don't have to take care of that patient if they're going to be spewing hatred towards you and out their mouth. Okay, if you can handle it, then handle it, and the best thing you can do is love on them. That is it. That's what I did for that 12 hours. I loved on the man. I gave him, you know, the best care I could possibly be, so that maybe his only encounter with an African American person would be that would be like, wow, that one black person that I experienced, they were really nice. Maybe not all black people are, whatever is, you know, the stigmatism or whatever idea that you have of black people are, you know? So, and I just encourage people who are in this boat of being a minority nurse, or being in a situation where you're, you know, the minority in your hospital facility, you know, act in a manner, in a way that just, you know, puts all these slander to slay. You know what I'm saying? Like, act in a way when you're showing love to, you know, your patients, to the coworkers. Be prepared as a traveler. Be prepared as a nurse, as a nursing student, especially one of minority, to experience these things. Okay? So I just want to encourage you, you know, just think about the people coming behind you, and what legacy you want to leave behind, and what path you want to pay for them, and what path you want to pay for yourself. So be encouraged. I encourage y'all to watch my other videos. Until next time, I will see you guys. I'll probably be rocking this shirt in like 10, 15 videos, because I love it so much. But till next time, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Them want me calm down, calm down. Them want me calm down, and I go calm down, and I calm down.